What's up, ninjas? Just pulled up in my next yard. It's this one right here. You can see there's a check right there on the door waiting for me. But I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to make this video and share with you some of the issues that I have encountered and that have developed and that I've been dealing with. Some of it even today, yesterday, and some of it here in the near future that I'm going to have to be taking care of. And of course, we're talking about Tiny. So, first I want to go ahead and show you. If you ever are, and this probably is common for a lot of us who know, but you never know. There might be some young patois ninjas out here, just getting into business. And if you've got a truck and you end up having a tire that's losing air, your first instinct is going to be to look at, you have a slice somewhere, a cut, or maybe a screw or a nail. And I don't have neither one of those. I've looked everywhere, but this tire is losing air constantly. To the point where I'm having to put air in it at least once a day. Yesterday was even twice a day. I did it once in the middle of the day, and I had to do it again when I got home. So I'm staying on top of it, making sure there's air in there, because if you are driving with low air, you're going to wear out the tires even faster. But what I wanted to show you, and like I said, some of us will know, and don't mind it's dirty, ninjas. I've been really busy working. But for some of us who don't know, if you are in this situation and you're losing air in your tire and you don't have any screws or nails, go straight to your valve right here. See it? And you could have a bad valve. And that's exactly what I have. And how do you know you have a bad valve? Well, I'll show you. Let's look at the first one over here. In the front. Right there. You see how I can move it? There's nothing, right? But on this one, if I even touch it the slightest bit, listen. See that? Just by touching it. Means bad valve. It's got to get replaced. I got to clean this, man. It's terrible. The unfortunate thing that sucks is I'm going to have to take this into a shop, because the only way to replace those is they have to actually take the tire off the rim and then just put a new one. Sometimes the glue or the tape that they use just gave out. Who knows? This has happened to me before. But for now, because I got to keep moving, of course, I will just keep an eye on it. And if it drops too low in air, I'll just stop what I'm doing and put some air in it. So that is one of the situations that I've been dealing with. The other one, right now, it's actually not too bad because I'm right here in the shade. Plus, I'm up here on the mountain, which the temperature drops a little bit. But it's been really hot, man. Humid like crazy. But earlier, I was mowing a yard, and this tire was going flat on me. And I did the same thing. I don't think I can see it because I'm probably parked right on it. Yep. And I looked around. First thing I did is check this. I'm missing a little cap. Look at that. It's not the valve. I had a little freaking nail in here, like on this side right here. It's just a little baby small one. So I had to plug the whole tire, and in 100-degree weather, that was not fun. So anyway, but I did get it plugged, and I put some air in there, and it's fine for now. But see, these are the kinds of things you'll run into, and it's really nice to have that portable air compressor on you. Because if you didn't, I'd have to be going to these gas stations. Half the time they don't even work. Got to have quarters and all these things. It's just a pain. And really, the most important out of them all is time. Don't have to worry about that on the mowers except the 36, but wheels, no worrying about flats. But this is how hot it's been. See that? Everything is just... All right, so that's that. The thing with Tiny, a lot of you might remember a few weeks ago, I think, heck, maybe even a month now, if not longer, I don't know. But the transmission mount has gone bad. And so when you go from reverse to drive or from drive to reverse, it kicks really hard. And the way I've been avoiding that and going around it, so to say, so it doesn't really hit as hard, is I would go from reverse to neutral first to release that tension and then go to drive. And then if I have to put it back in reverse, I'd go from drive to neutral and then into reverse. So I've noticed by doing that, I don't get that kick, but I know that's only temporary. I got to get it fixed. I've already talked to my dealer. I'm just waiting on them to call me to drop Tiny off, and they're gonna have another truck for me for the time being. Another issue that I have, so Tiny's got some issues, man. This is a working truck. So another issue that I've had, or that I have discovered, in this wheel, I don't want to use the word grinding, but it's like, you know when the brakes go bad and it starts to make that squeaking noise? That's exactly what it's doing, but not all the time, only every now and then. And the worst time, the worst, most noticeable, I'm tired, it's hot out here, is when I'm turning. Well, ninjas, I am not a mechanic by all means, but instantly what jumps to my mind when it's doing that, especially when I'm turning, is bearings, wheel bearings. And so obviously that one is the one that's standing out, but who knows how the others are now too. So all these things I haven't told my dealer, and like I said, I am just waiting for them to call me so I can drop this bad boy off and pick up a rental from them, and so I can get these things fixed, because that bearing thing, that's probably the most serious out of them all. Well, the transmission mount, but the transmission mount, it just, again, over time, that stuff, it's not good to keep driving it like that, especially with the bearing. I mean, it could lock up on you completely at any point in time. But Tiny's at 85,000 miles and working hard every day, so things are bound to happen. It's just part of it. But that's what I've been dealing with. So yeah, this yard is pretty easy. Actually, there's nothing in the backyard. They got so many trees, the whole backyard is just bare. But they do deal with a lot of leaves as we go into the fall season, so this yard has a lot of leaves. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you. So Tiny's got some little tiny issues. They're actually a little more than tiny issues. They're a pretty big deal. But yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. So stay tuned. I'll give you an update, of course, as that gets updated and the dealer calls me once they got me a truck. That's one thing I like about my dealer, when they call me to bring in Tiny, and if they need it for more than a couple hours, if it's something that they have to keep the truck for a day or two or three or a week, whatever, depending how hard it is to get parts now, we all know that. They let me keep the rental for as long as needed, which is really nice. And a lot of times when they give me a rental, for some of you who may have not watched some of the videos in the past, it may not be an F-250, it may just be an F-150, and it's an overkill, or underpowered, I should say, not overkill. Well, this is an overkill for that truck, but it's underpowered, but it does the job because it's not permanent. So just stay tuned. I'll give you an update on that, but that's what I've been dealing with, ninjas. Tires, freaking transmission mount, and now the bearing. At least that's what I'm thinking it is. Like I said, I am not an expert, but that's the first thing that popped in my mind. But I hope all you ninjas are staying safe out there. Stay cool. It is freaking hot, and we got more rain on the way, I think, this next week from this hurricane that's coming our way. Can't win, ninjas. Can't win. This has been one interesting season, from weather to employees What a mess. But anyway, stay safe. Thank you for tuning in for another one. Stay tuned for an update on that. And I will see you ninjas on the next one. Peace.